I'm just still flying south to the main where all the tanks are breaking out information. This is exciting. I love seeing all the tanks roll out of main base at first.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So, have you played much of the the armored maps? Do you know much about them?
I played them a while back, but it's a game mode that hasn't caught on very much, and sadly, it's not played very often. Even the servers that are running are more only servers. They're usually not full. But when I did play it, yeah, it was incredibly fun.
Yeah, yeah, they really are. It's a shame it didn't take off. So there are a few little meta things about the game that I'm not sure you're aware of. So, for example, different tanks have different capture speeds. So for the scout cars, they're going to be capturing zones a lot slower than the heavy tanks.
Correct. So the heavy tanks do capture faster, and that's what the game is about here. Also, is capturing points, which we can see on the map, and it sort of follows. That AAS stands where like you gotta capture certain points before you can capture the next, or you gotta have certain sector before you move into the next. And I also believe that tanks, the tickets that you lose also count towards win or lose.
They do. So unlike the new tank deck mode, these people are able to spawn the tanks as many times as they want until they run out of tickets and the game's over. And yeah, the game works very much. If you've played Battlefield or Call of Duty, it's very much like capture the zone, move on to the next zone. The more zones you have, the slower your tickets decline as your team. So yeah.
We see that they've deployed a few of the Gamma Company members to the Causeway 1, and then we got 3 tanks moving towards... they already captured Causeway 2, and I'm moving off of the point. 504 seems to be flanking way west, so they do seem to be organized in the sense that they're sending a force down the left, force down the middle, and a force on the right side.
Yeah, and I will point out, there seems to be a lot of clan members in this game. So I've got a feeling every clan has sent out some of their tankers to prove themselves tonight.
Absolutely.
I love
We do have members from the 11 CIB running a scout car. Probably soon to meet a few of the Storm members up ahead, and this could be the first clash that we see, if they do see each other. I'm all the way on the east at the moment.
Yep, so the first capture zones from both teams have been taken, and it looks like both teams are pushing forward to the middle points now, so we're going to get our first conflicts very soon by the looks of it. Looks like the Germans have made it onto the central cap before the Allies have. That's the only problem with this map, it's so big. I will say, the problem with this map is so big, it's hard to cover all the action.
I know what you mean, but once a little bit of action starts, they're gonna use the sounds to guide themselves, and yeah, expect. Once they meet each other, I do expect them to start fighting constantly. But the good thing about these maps, so they're like, I guess it could be a good thing and a bad thing, is how open they are. But it is perfect for tank gameplay.
Yeah, and you can guarantee all these people in this tournament are going to be very expert tankers. They're going to know all the meta about every tank involved. And the first engagements are going out here on the central. It looks like 7 PCD. He's being ambushed by GCO.
Roger that. It seems like Gamma Company, O'Reilly, Crooked Shakes tank are taking on a Panzer IV that's taking fire from 3 directions right now. Panzer IV is down. It landed a shot on O'Reilly and the Gamma Company boys before it landed, and we do see a Tiger hanging back. Smart of the Tiger to hang back, but not as smart of the Panzer IV to move forward so much.
Yeah, that Panzer IV was very out in the open with no hard cover. Kind of a bad idea for him. We'll have to see if the Tiger has managed to hold back the Allied push there.
I gotta say, very good on the Allies as well, on O'Reilly, Crooked Shakes, Gage, the people from the 505th, the people from 11 CIB. They form like a perfect line to be able to shoot him from 3 different directions.
Yeah, volume of fire it seems like they're going for there, where the Germans seem to be a bit more split at the moment. They're not really working too much together. We'll go on board Britain Wheat here.
I see the Churchill moving up to the point, using the houses as cover, as the Tiger keeps shooting rounds onto O'Reilly's tank.
I'm just on board the Puma now with Brit and Weed, and it looks like they found a Firefly, and they're trying to sneak behind a Firefly out on the flank.
Oh, we see some far shots from the self-propelled guns. That is the Yak Panzer, I believe, from some Storm members. They have eyes on the Churchill, I believe. We see German tanks moving up. We see the King Tiger moving up close to where the Panzer IV was initially destroyed. And I think the Allied tanks are now in a bit of a pickle. I see their health going down really fast. I see the Churchill taking shots at the moment. O'Reilly's retreating. And the boys from the 505th are pretty low enough in health that they can't confidently push up and help. This Churchill is all alone.
That's very unfortunate for them. It looks like some tanks, I do see some of the Allied tanks going back to get repairs. It looks like the most of the German is focusing on the central cap at the moment. Just trying to zoom over to the battle.
Good hits on the Churchill from the Yak Panzer. However, the Yak Panzer seems to have gotten flanked by another vehicle that I can't see at the moment. It seems to be maybe the Stackhound. It is the scout car from that the 11 CIB have been manning an absolutely superb flank.
Yes, and this is a huge advantage the Allies have over the Germans. These Stackhounds and Daimers are able to flank around very quiet with a great gun on them. They are easy to take out these Jagdpanzers. These Jagdpanzers really need the help of other tanks.
And here in the US, there's an expression, he just told him to get. He just told him to get.
Exactly. That is the power of these scout cars.
Beautiful flank by 11 CIB. I was told by StatCool yesterday that 11 CIB are known for the good tanking gameplay, and here are two members making honor to that statement. We see now the King Tiger pushing into the town of Central, and it's gonna find the side of the Churchill. Oh! He didn't see the side of the Churchill. The Churchill saw the side of the King Tiger, and he took him down in one hit. Yazoo, how do you feel about that?
I mean, this is the caliber of players we're going to see here tonight. These players know where the ammo racks are. They know what kind of ammo to use. And it just shows the bigger the tank doesn't mean you're going to be the best in the field. You need to take into consideration your ammo rack, your weak points. You need to work as a team.
Absolutely. The King Tiger, by pushing up, what they did was expose their sights, not knowing where the Churchill was. Maybe the best idea was to keep the King Tiger back, only expose the front armor and use the big gun from far away. You know, too little too late.
Indeed, and there is an engagement going out on the west flank now. A Hellcat has been ambushed by two German tanks in the distance, both firing on it. And the Hellcat is just out in the field at the moment, so there might be another tank going down for the Allies there shortly.
So I have seen two German tanks go down. How many Allied tanks have you seen go down?
I think that's 2 so far for both sides.
It is a Panther that is engaging the Allied tanks. We do see the commander out of the tank doing the spotting job.
Yeah,
and it seems like that tank is more in charge of holding that zone with their big gun that the Panther has, rather than pushing up anywhere.
Yeah, and you can see the Puma on the outskirts, maybe trying to creep forward and sneak a side shot on the Firefly and Hellcat.
Very good, yeah. That would be a very good flank. Both these tanks are not known for their thickest armor. Firefly can be easily taken out if you shoot it at the start, right in the middle, in case you have any doubts where to shoot. But having said that, they also have two really capable guns of taking tanks out, so...
Exactly. If I was... Ooh, I missed that shot.
The Hellcat was trying to run away, but the members from the 1st Armored Legion, they say this is what we're called the Armored Legion, we do not miss.
Yeah, and now the Firefly is engaging the Sherman, but the Sherman is one shot and that might go down. I also heard the Hellcat take a shot there as well.
Yes, the Puma was waiting for the Hellcat as if it knew, and the Hellcat has walked right into the Puma's gun at the moment. I believe the Firefly has gone down. Yes, it has. But the
Ooh.
Hellcat was able to get away with his life,
Yes.
taking down the Puma.
Some unlucky bounces there for the Puma, but the Firefly, meantime, did go down to the Panther as well, so it is even on the west flank at the moment.
I believe the Puma maybe could have tried, like, I don't know, maybe catch the side of the Hellcat. I'm not sure how thick the armor is on the Hellcat. It's not a tank that I played as much as others, but well played on the ambush anyways. Too bad it didn't work for him. We see O'Reilly and Crooked Shakes now checking that west side as they know that there's been a heavy engagement there and they might head there to reinforce. As far as cap, it seems like
Caps
the
go,
British
yep.
have the advantage on the cap zones.
Yeah, the British have pushed quite far. They've taken all the 3 central points, and they're actually pushing on Drell East, which is one of the last 2 points for the Germans. But it just looks like the Germans have managed to push back the Allied points. So maybe they're going to try regroup now and push forward together as one.
I do see the German line really far behind at the moment. Most of the tanks are still coming out of the base at the moment or hiding in the forest for what I'm assuming could be repairs.
Yeah, so there are repair stations on this map, but they are quite a distance outside the battlefield. So even if you don't kill a tank and force it back to repair, that repair is going to take 5 to 7 minutes at most for it to get back to the center of the map.
You are effectively taking out a tank for, like you said, 5-7 minutes. You're
Yeah.
neutralizing a tank, and that tank cannot be in the field helping its allies. Yeah, absolutely agreed.
So it looks like the allies so far, they're kind of forming a fire line almost. They're bringing their tanks forward and holding the central caps by the looks of it. With the Hellcat that was low on health earlier has kind of flanked all the way around on the west as well, maybe trying to ambush some of the reinforcing German tanks.
And the Germans are bringing down another Conch Tiger from the main base. Let's see if they can make this one last a little longer than the last one, which was unfortunate how it went down. I do believe if this is one of their biggest strengths, and they have to play for the King Tiger.
I mean, if that King Tiger keeps its frontal armor at anything it's fighting, guaranteed it's going to have a good outcome. But if it does what it did last time, where it rushes forward, it exposes its, especially its sides where it's weakest.
And alone.
And alone,
He was
yeah.
all alone.
People say the Churchill doesn't have a big gun, but the Churchill rocking that APS ammo, still able to one-shot any tank in the game.
I saw what I saw, Yazoo. I cannot deny it. I saw a Churchill one shot, the King Tiger.
Exactly. And these aren't your average public players. No offense to public players. These guys spend hundreds of hours tanking. They know where the weak spots are on these tanks. They're not going to miss their shots.
Indeed, as you can see, as you said, most of these members are clan members. I recognize a lot of the names, and they are very good players. They're very knowledgeable players, and they're very competitive players. They don't want to lose their tanks.
Exactly. And it's good to see actually we've got a combination of not just European players today. We've actually got some NA players in this game as well, so that's good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We got the newly founded Galmec company, which holds a lot of really good members, and I think should keep an eye on them. Really promising bunch. So far, they've been doing really well in this game. And also somebody that I want to keep my eye on, it's the 11 CIB because I fell in love with that flank that they had on the Yak Panzer. And I want to see if they can get that going on again.
Yeah, and the 11, it's the same guys we witnessed last night in the Churchill and the Staghound when that was against 501E. So we saw previously how well they did in that game, keeping that Churchill alive till the very end of the game. So high expectations for them this game as well.
We seem to have two squads of the 11 CIB. One of them is on a Firefly. And right now, something is taking shots. The Firefly that is manned by the 505th. Very far shots. Wasn't anywhere close to hitting them, but that means they did get spotted.
Yeah, and that is one great thing about this map. If anyone who's played on this map knows, it's perfect for tanking. Long sight lines, you're able to shoot from further distances than any other map. So I expect some very good long-range shots this game as well.
Absolutely. So I'm moving to the west now. As I'm seeing the German scout car, the Puma, I'm assuming, trying to capture central west, and the Hellcat is nearing its flank. So I'm assuming we're gonna get round 2 for this engagement. and maybe the Puma will get its revenge now.
I'm slightly biased towards the Puma, so I've got hopes for him. I'm betting on Britain Weed this
He
game.
missed the first shot. The Hellcat landed theirs.
Come on, Britain Weed, don't let me down.
Seems like the Puma is turning tail and retreating. Not retreating, advancing in a different direction. But it seems like it had enough with one. I think they said they hit their shot, we missed ours. If we get hit one more time, we're dead. And they're probably right, so they retreated for now. They're not going to keep contesting Central West.
Yeah.
And all is good.
The disadvantage with the Puma, obviously, very light on armor, 1-2 shots and it goes down. And it really is an ambush vehicle. They can't go toe-to-toe tanks. They need to get behind them. They need to flank. Meanwhile, over on the east, the Firefly, the 505th, just went down to some long-range engagements there from Easy Company and Storm guys in a Yag. Very long engagement there. They've shot 3 times in the Firefly, each hitting and then eventually bringing it down.
Very good, very good. I like how they're using the Yak Panzers, because at the end of the day, that's what they are. They're self-propelled guns. They're meant to stay back and shoot from a distance, and I like that very much.
Yeah, and also just now the Puma on the east flank from Storm taking down the CIB Staghound. So far, very good play over here on the east, but there is a Churchill and a Sherman pushing forward now on the Puma.
So it is safe to say that the west side is under Allied control, but it seems like the Blitzkrieg is coming on the east side rather. And so we should be seeing another clash here pretty soon.
So far, yes, so far. Go on board the Churchill now, see if the Churchill's find that Puma. Ooh, narrowly missing. Currently, I'm on board a Churchill in the far east that is chasing down the Puma, and he's trying to do some long-range shots on the Puma that is very low on health. The Puma doing whatever it can to weave away, sliver into the tree line to get away from this Churchill.
Puma does have great speed, so I have all confidence that he'll be able to get away from that Churchill. Whereas the Churchill is like the complete opposite. It's got very slow speed. Everything else is great, but the speed, it's very, very be one of the things that's got against its big strength points.
Yeah, the Churchill isn't the quickest tank, but you gotta say, its armor is fantastic. Probably going toe-to-toe with the King Tiger when it turns
absolutely.
And one thing people don't talk about with the Churchill, very low profile. It is able to hide behind hedges, ditches very easily. It's actually a great tank for drill, for simply ambushing as well.
Absolutely, and sorry to interrupt you here, but on Central, we see the 11 CIB Firefly really close, about not even 100 meters from a German Panzer IV, and neither sees each other. I want to think that tactical scout Jerry from the 11 CIB has spotted the Panzer IV, but I want to see how they're going to play this off.
Oh, I'm sorry, but again, this is another opportunity where these players are going above and beyond. The Jagdpanzer just one-shot the Churchill then. The Churchill missing its shot at the Jagdpanzer. The Jagdpanzer reacting, turning, and one shot to the Churchill going down.
Absolutely
great play.
Amazing, and I still see the Jagdpanzer is actually coming up huge on this engagement.
Currently 2 kills over here, so great job by Breadhead and the Storm guy there.
I believe I see the Panzer IV. Something shooting at Gamma Company or Riley. No, I believe it's the Tiger taking shots on a really far away Churchill, but still landed at least one.
You can see how close. You can actually see there is a Panther 4 and a Allied tank hiding in the bombs right next to each other.
Yeah, I was telling you that I don't think they know if each other's there. Oh my God! Another shot landed on Gamma Company's Cromwell. Great marksmanship, but the Tiger won.
Looks like the Panther 4 might have spotted the Sherman. He did, and he just missed as the Sherman went back into cover.
And the Cromwell is now hitting the Panzer IV. but it needs to get out. One shot bounce off the ground. And this has escalated into sort of a 2v2 with Gamma Company's Cromwell trying to get away. There is so much to see at the moment, Yazoo.
Yeah, and over in the west, where that Jagdpanzer was doing a great job, he has once again been flanked by the CIB guys in the Staghound, and it looks like the Jagdpanzer might go down here to the Staghound again. Sorry, it's Tim Fizz in the Jag. I thought it was
Tiger and the
Stormling.
Firefly now are engaged.
So the Jagdpanzer in the west did go down eventually to the Staghound, but the Staghound itself is on low health. It's having to run away and get away from a Puma that's now chasing it.
Went down as an absolute hero. He did his duty like he was meant to. He played to his strengths, and the only moment he died is when he pushed forward.
That's true, that's true. The Germans are definitely going to have to start capturing some zones here, though. You can see the ticket difference has already dropped drastically.
I am scared for the Firefly of the 11 CIB. And there he goes. A Jagdpanzer took him down.
I feel it's the Jagdpanzers carrying the game so far for the Germans. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, you are not. And it is not a tank that I would prioritize over a Panther, over a King Tiger, over a Tiger 1. I would never pick the Jagdpanzer over these other tanks, but we are seeing the result right now. The Jagdpanzers are bringing it home.
Yeah, that's incredible. Again, it just goes to show how skilled these players are, making use of these weaker
the
tanks.
Panzer 4 just now took down Gamma Companies, O'Reilly and Crooked Shakes. Cromwell, who had been low in the health department for quite a bit. I thought they would have headed back for repairs. They decided to stay. And yeah, they got taken out. But we do have another Firefly coming back from the 505th.
Oh, this is where the Germans can start clawing some of these tickets back. But this Firefly is very sneakily coming forward with his commander out. Probably the commander going to mark for the tank crew so he can blind fire through the hedges.
Indeed, indeed, and it seems like it's a tactic that a lot of them are using, and we should be
And there's
now
the
pretty
Jag
soon.
again.
And here goes the Jagdpanzer again, getting the first hit on the Firefly, making him retreat. Second hit on the Firefly.
Oh,
Third hit on. Well, are you? No, I mean it must have been a different tank. The Panzer 4, I think, also shot the
yeah,
Firefly.
the Panzer IV shot the second shot, then the Jag finished it off. That was beautiful teamwork there by the Germans in the center.
What we're seeing here is what you were talking about. The Germans are clawing back their tickets at the moment. They are pushing back the Allies big time. They got a foothold on Central West. They got a complete foothold of Central.
Yeah, they did miss a Firefly, though, in the middle that he's creeping forward. I'm just going to head over to the western point now, because it looks like the Germans are slowly pushing on the western cap as well.
Indeed, I think I see the Hellcat turning tail. Otherwise, he's about to get encircled pretty soon. We see... What do we have here? Oh, it's the Puma still engaged in this Hellcat. Seems like the Hellcat has been tasked with defending the west side, indeed. Missed the first shot against the Puma, and here comes the Panther.
Puma trying to get away, but now the King Tiger here. The King Tiger should have an easy engagement against this Hellcat.
It is the King Tiger.
The King Tiger, though, has his side armor to the Hellcat. I mean, if this Hellcat shoots, and there it goes.
And there it is. There it is.
Was a bounce. Very lucky for the Tiger. Second shot, a miss there.
I think, did I just hear the Hellcat get hit from a different direction? Yes, they are getting flanked from a different direction. This is genius by the Germans. This Hellcat got nowhere to go, and the King Tiger should push out up ahead.
Yeah, the King Tiger should push ahead. It's actually the Puma that is firing on the Hellcat, firing straight through the trees. Some great work there by the Puma. Unfortunately for him, not able to finish off the Hellcat. The Tiger needs to push forward at this point.
Right, that was a beautiful flank by the... Can't tell what tank is being manned by the Armored Legion at the moment. I want to say it's the Panther. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is the Panther over here as
Oh.
well, firing on the
This
Hellcat.
Hellcat taking fire from every direction, but apparently it's got a very thick armor. And then I jinxed it.
Yeah, going down to the final shot from the first AL Panther over here. That Hellcat, I'm surprised that Hellcat took so many shots. Hellcat is not the most armored ally tank.
I call it the held cat because it held the position for a very long time. It held the west for a very,
I see
very
what you
long
did
time.
there. I see what you did there.
They had to commit 3 armor vehicles for 1 Hellcat.
They did, but
Testimony
that
of how
means
well.
they should be able to capture the west now uncontested. And the central point has
absolutely
been neutralized by 1 tank at the moment. But you gotta say, the Germans have halted their ticket decline, and they are slowly pulling things back.
So the Firefly that got to sneak behind the tanks has now taken down one of the German ones. It is now capturing Central. And I think the Germans that pushed up to try to defend Central have been a little oblivious to what happened behind them. They got flanked, and right now the Yak Panzer is in a not very good position at all. This is not where I like to see the Yak Panzer in front of the objective he's supposed to be defending, showing his side to the incoming enemies from their main base.
Yeah, bad coordination, I'd say, there from the Germans, pushing too forward out of the central cap. But the Jagdpanzer is pushing forward. He did land 2 shots on the Cromwell, and it looks like he's trying to finish off this Cromwell.
Cromwell does have a lot of speed. It is a great flanking tank, so let's see what a Gamma Company can do here about this Jagdpanzer. Maybe they are waiting for reinforcements from the south. If they be... That would be smart too, you know, to tell them, hey, listen, we have a tank here. If you keep coming up, you're going to hit him right in the side. And we got the boys from the 505th coming in with a Firefly.
So let's go have a look at what's on
my favorite tank, by the way.
Firefly is your favorite? Okay.
Firefly is my favorite.
I will say one thing we have seen a lot of in this game, but you don't see a lot in public servers, is the use of turning your engine on and off. That gives you such a huge advantage in a tank battle, especially at close range, but even at long distances. Turning your tank engine off allows you to hear tank engines rolling in from a very long distance. And that is something these players are making full use of.
I wonder if it's a tactic that they think it's not valid because... Since, you know, there's no AT infantry here to hand the tanks, everybody's in a tank. So, oh, beautiful 180 by the Jagdpanzer that is now facing the Firefly. Will they get the first hit on it? They got the first hit on it.
They will. They're going to need an ammo rack, though, to kill this Firefly. Firefly, I don't know what the Firefly is doing.
I don't know.
Huge mistake by the Firefly there.
The 505th Firefly is the unluckiest tank of the game. I believe we're going to see Gamma Companies hitting at the back of this Jagdpanzer, and that is correct. The Churchill finished it from the front. It was a sandwich. Then again, we see 3 tanks committed for 1-1.
Exactly.
And the Allies still lost 1.
That Jagdpanzer took out 4 tanks and even got that final kill on the Firefly when it really had no right to get that final kill. So you got to say credit to that Jagdpanzer there. That crew did excellent.
Agreed. Are we talking MVP of the game already, or there's 2 more games left?
MVP of the game? We've got 2 more games, so okay. We'll have to hold on that. But it does look like the Allies have regained their momentum. They've taken the Central and Central West, and it looks like they're also... Oh, sorry, Central East. And it looks like they are taking Central West as well now.
Absolutely. And there is a huge ticket difference between the Allies and the Germans at the moment. There's but over 6,000 tickets at the moment. See the Firefly starting to shoot some far shots into I don't know what. I think he might be shooting at an old wreck. And he had just given its position away, and the Firefly is moving up to engage.
Okay, I'm going to fly over Central West and see what's going on the west side. I think one thing we need to make known for the viewers watching this game who maybe haven't played Armor, it's essential to hold the capture zones. You could lose tanks, but capture zones in this game mean more than tanks. It's actually the opposite of the normal game mode. And you can see the Allies holding more capture zones has increased the ticket difference vastly. So capture zones is very important in this game mode.
Absolutely agree with you. See the Tiger just landed a shot on the Storm's Firefly, who's now retreating. But as you can see, even though I'd say the tank kill is about even, what would you say?
I would say maybe the Allies have the slight lead. Those Jagdpanzers seem to be carrying the team so far. We'll have to check the kill ratio at the end of the game just to see how many kills those guys got.
Absolutely, but where I was getting at, it's like it seems like you do gain more tickets or make the enemy bleed more by capturing the points than by destroying the tanks, right? It's like destroying the tanks is fun, but it's almost a secondary task, so you can capture the points and actually win.
What you find most people will do on armored zones is they'll hold the central points and then just leave the last two capture zones for the enemy, and they'll just wait the time ticket out and the tickets out with just holding the majority of the capture zones.
I am now seeing the Churchill and a Firefly seem to be pushing onto a Tiger 1 who has complete knowledge of where they're coming from, but it is at a disadvantage at the moment. If the Allies play this right.
Yeah, he's at a disadvantage.
1 hit, 2 hits, both bounce, landed on the Churchill, doing little damage, not much.
And unless this Tiger hits some ammo racks, I think this Tiger's going to go down here.
We see it retreating already, and as soon as it retreated, it realized it was doomed, tried to retreat, it was too late.
Yeah, the Tiger has exceptional frontal armor, but against a Firefly and a Churchill, it's not going to win that engagement, unfortunately.
Absolutely. I am going to head to the east, where there seems to be a lot of cluster here, some allied tanks.
There's currently a Sherman getting absolutely sandwiched by 3 enemy allies, and there it goes down eventually. But you can see the Jag in the distance being flanked again by these CIB guys. This Jag must be cursing their name at the moment.
Absolutely. And how good is this on the 11 CIB? They are playing to their strengths, and that is beautiful. Look at this. They're not letting them turn. And boom, another hit. The Panzer IV has to come and rescue their Jag Panzer.
Yeah, the Jag, bless his heart, doing the best he can.
Oh, there we go. They were able to get 1 hit.
The Jag might actually survive this. Great job, yes!
Absolutely beautiful driving by the Jag Panzer. The driving from the 11 CIB on the stack count was superb, but the Jag Panzer knew how to counter it enough to keep their cannon right on them and was able to get 2 successful hits and finally take down that annoying mosquito that's been buzzing over their heads for the whole game.
Exactly, and going back to your earlier question, MVP might be leaning towards the Jag crews at this point. I've got to say, they've been exceptional so far.
Indeed, yeah, indeed. Like, yeah, the Jag Panzers are definitely the most valued tanks at the moment.
So the Germans are actually down to 800 tickets. I think this will be the last throw of the dice here for the Germans, as the Allies seem to be pushing forward now very aggressively.
Yeah, I believe the Germans are going to capture the east, but that's about it. I don't think they're going to be able to get the west, and there's nobody contesting central. So I think it's going to be the first game. It's going to be a win for the Allies.
Yeah, I've just swung over to the west where a King Tiger has spotted the 505th Hellcat. He's looking to spot him through the bushes and might be able to get a quick kill here on the Hellcat. Can he finish it? The King Tiger hit 1 shot on the Hellcat. 1 more and the Hellcat will go down.
Missed it.
Great work there by the King Tiger.
Very good. Hellcat, who has been on the west flank this whole time, only been taken down twice. I feel like there wasn't as much difference in tanks kills. I don't see it being very one-sided, but definitely the Allies have. I feel like they've played more the reinforcing flank game better. They're being where you need to be at. They're creating a fire line to defend from incoming enemies.
Yeah, I'd say I agree with that. I think the kill ratio has been pretty even. It's been back and forth, but I think the difference we've seen is the Allies, instead of pushing forward once they've got those capture zones, they've been holding the central capture zones compared to the Germans, where once they capture them, they seem to push forward, which I don't think it's been playing out very well for them this game. about 100 tickets left. I'm zooming over as fast as I can to get maybe the last look at this last tank engagement here. Is that the King Tiger under fire from a Sherman?
I believe so, and I hear shots being landed, but right now the Firefly is getting hit from behind as well. But
Oh, unfortunate.
time.
Well, I'll give my boy Britt the credit. He was the one on the objective the longest, so that's one accolade I'll give him there.
That was incredibly fun to watch.
Yeah, so I'm just going down the kills now, and it looks like the Jagdpanzer crews did outperform every other crew on the German side. 12 kills there.
That would be my most highlighted tanks of the game. I feel like this would be the one that been most effective. Even with the disadvantage that they cannot turn their turrets, there was a moment where the Firefly was behind a Jagdpanzer and he pulled a beautiful 180. I don't know if you caught that, but and then he topped it off with actually killing the Firefly. It was beautiful.
Unfortunately, I missed that, but yeah, it's incredible when you look at the Jagdpanzers and Stugs in a public server, then you compare them to what we've just seen here. Night and day difference. Again, the experience of these tank crews really showing that it doesn't matter the tank you've got, you can still make it work.
Do you think, since the Jagdpanzer crew knows they have a weakness, they played safer into their strengths, and so they got better results, where like maybe if you have a King Tiger, you feel a little more confident than you should feel, you know, as you maybe should play it safer. Do you think that played something there?
I think so, yeah. I think a lot of people do underestimate the Jagdpanzer when they come across it. And I definitely feel they play to their strengths. Obviously, they're low profile, they're camouflage, they have a great gun and great ammo to use with it. So yeah, I think they knew their weakness and they used them to, well, bait in their enemies really as well.
Yeah, and before, because at the very end of the game, we saw the Jagdpanzers very much forward on the defense line, but at the beginning they were hanging back and they still got a couple kills from that long distance. So I thought that was great to see.
Exactly. So the Allies won the first game. So I don't know what's going to happen going into the second round. I don't know if they're going to restart the game and do the same map again, or
right.
We'll have to wait and see. There wasn't too many details laid out for us casters going into this.
No, there wasn't. All I saw was it was vanilla mode, and who knows? Maybe we will be playing this map and back to the other one. I have no idea.
All I can say is I love tanks, and I love seeing mass tank battles like this. I wish armored servers were a bit more active in the server browser, because honestly, if you want to practice your tank skills, this is the place to do it. If you want to practice how to ammo rack another tank or disable its engine, this is where you come to practice.
And I believe there are some clans that have armor-only servers. I don't know. Maybe it's not Rip that had one, but I know Gamma Company. I believe I've been trying to get a armor only server. So in case anybody's interested,
there is one German clan, I believe, that runs a
German, yeah, could
armor event every Friday. It might be 7 PSD. They do run some kind of armor event every Friday. It could be First AL. I can't remember, but yes, I know they do post about it in the official Discord as well.
Indeed, and I think this would be something fun to see, like, you know, Armor Friday or Armor Saturday, you know, something weekly that people look forward to, because this is an incredibly fun game mode, and the developers took time out of their agenda to make this game mode, so it's really sad that it never did take off. And I think one of the reasons it was because sometimes when you have like we don't have any official Post Scriptum servers, really, they're all clan servers, and this game mode, it's really hard to implement within a rotation, so you can't do an infantry game and then an armory game mode usually, you know?
Yeah.
So you gotta have a dedicated one, and that's more hard. It's harder to keep filled.
Yeah, that is true. And I also think about tanking in Post Scriptum, same as squad leading. I think a lot of new players are put off by it because it's a lot to learn, a lot to take in. So I do think sometimes newer players are put off. But again, armored servers are a great way for you to jump in, learn. Most people are going to teach you how to play the game. And hey, we always need more tankers.
Indeed. I always need more cannon fodder. And changing subjects, it seems like we are playing this map at the moment. I see all the tanks deploying.
Yep. I'm just going to point out something I'm watching here. So I don't know if you know this, but the 7 PSD guys in the Firefly are doing a very cheeky tactic where they've turned the turret to 6 o'clock. They're firing the turret, and it actually gives you a speed boost.
I love that. Yes, that is the GTA Vice City
Fly
tactic.
chick. Yeah.
That is GTA tactic. I learned that when I was about 12 years old, I think. And it works in Post Scriptum. I have used it before, yes.
Yep. You'll see
it is a valid technique.
All the top clans will use it in the clan battles to get into positions quicker than you expect them to. It does work, and it just shows these are tank players who know what they're doing, and they're using every advantage they can get.
This map is a little tighter in the sense that there are cap points amongst buildings, which is going to conceal tanks at times. It's going to create some awkward situations for these tankers. I do believe, I don't know how you feel about this, but I believe that the German tanks, especially certain ones, have less visibility than the Allied tanks. So maybe the Allies would be at a slight disadvantage because their periscopes are a little better. What do you think?
Completely agree. The Allied tanks have great 180, sometimes 270 periscopes. I'm just going to cut off myself there, though, because the Firefly has just ran straight in front of the King Tiger.
And this is what I was talking about. They didn't see each other until the very last seconds because the buildings wouldn't allow them to.
Looks like the Panther might actually go down here from this Firefly. The Panther missed his first shot, hitting the telephone pole. And there he goes.
And great there goes O'Reilly, Techno, Crooked Shakes.
And this was the Firefly that used that speed boost tactic to get into a position the Germans were unprepared for. You see the Tiger on the side of the Firefly trying to spot the Firefly. Ooh, narrowly missing there. Oh my god, what an amazing shot there from the Firefly again. One shot in, was that a Yag?
I didn't even see where that shot came from. There's so much going on at the moment.
This Firefly doing an immense job at the moment. So yeah, he one shot.
Did he just take 3 tanks? Did this man just take 3 tanks? He came into this town and he said, "Get out of my house." He took down a Panther, a Yak Panzer, and a Panzer IV. Absolutely insane. And then they ask why the Firefly is my favorite tank.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, he was the only tank I saw using the speed boost tactic, and look how it paid off for him. 3 kills. He's already gone positive in tickets. He's done a great job. And I've got to say, the Germans are already on the back foot.
Yeah, absolutely. That was devastating. I mean, the 3 tanks that the Allies committed to Hillsong West have been taken out.
So we might have another MVP slot opening up there. Just jumping on the CIB guys in the Puma, who are, they're furious by the looks of it, chasing down the Firefly.
I see that, yes. Are they gonna get revenge? Well, you covered that. I'm gonna move to the west, where there seems to be more engagement as well.
The Puma missed his first shot, hitting the turret of the Firefly. The Puma might go down now. I don't believe it. 4 tanks for this Firefly. He took down the Puma. The Puma from CIB shooting the turret on their first shot of the Firefly, bouncing. And
an MVP, Yazoo.
I think we've got an MVP.
We got another MVP.
I think the 7CB or 7CD guys, I think they've sealed a MVP for this match.
That here on the west, what I can see is Allied scout car who has a full sight on a German Yak Panzer, but has decided not to shoot because I'm assuming he has called on reinforcement. I see a Churchill coming in at full speed, and I'm thinking that's why he did it. They're planning on sandwich this Yak Panzer. Maybe they know how effective they can be, and they're not taking any chances. And yes, we see the Yak Panzer is in trouble right now.
Yeah, and your boys from Gamma Company, also in a stub, just took out an enemy tank, but they are now also being flanked by 2 allied tanks, unfortunately.
I think the scout car is a little too hesitant on cam and taking down this Yak Panzer, especially when we saw what we just saw last game, where the scout car would get right next to the Yak Panzer, and it did work a couple of times, but it seems like in this case they are being safer. And the Cromwell seems to be moving out. I don't know if they're paying too much respect to this Yak Panzer.
Yeah, and on the central cap, the Gamma Company in a Stug did manage to take down a Sherman, but they were eventually sandwiched between a Firefly and a Churchill, and they went down. Is that Firefly still up? I can't believe... Did the Firefly get another kill?
You gotta be kidding me.
I think he did. I think the Firefly just got another kill on a Panzer IV.
And I'm ending my stream right now, then. I can't be.
So that is
5
kills.
That is insane. Yak Panzer is now engaging the Stackhound, but I gotta say, I don't think this Stackhound is being manned as effectively as it was last time. One Yak Panzer seems to be being able to keep a hold, keeping in line 2 allied tanks.
I think in the last
And
update,
it just got taken out.
tank values were changed. So anyone in a Staghound, a Daimler, Greyhound, and a Steward, they're going to have a harder time piercing German tanks now, because I think the last update did change armor values for them. Armor pen values, sorry.
I believe we are about to see the King Tiger engage with the Churchill. We're about to see a sumo wrestling match, if you will. Heavy versus heavy. And I wonder if they know about each other. It seems like the King Tiger has gotten a whiff of Winston. And it's taking the first shot on Churchill. Churchill still getting his bearings right. Has not spotted. 2 hits to none on the Churchill. Not looking very good at the moment. And there is the Churchill going down to Sturm's King Tiger. Easy work. Churchill didn't even manage to land 1 hit on the King Tiger, but it is now getting flanked, the King Tiger. There's a Cromwell on its flank, and I see another allied tank.
I don't want to disappoint you, but the Firefly has finally gone down. But it looks like he got a 6 kill before he went down.
Wow. 6 tanks for 1 life. That is amazing work.
Yeah, and he finally got beaten by, I think, a Tiger and a P4. So great work by the 7SD guys. I believe that's their clan name.
And speaking of the 7, they are now taken fully on, pushing on a Tiger, but they didn't realize that the Tiger had reinforcements from Gamma Company. They got a Panther covering the King Tiger's backs. And I think the Stackhound is just going to retreat from here. Smart thing to do.
I have noticed there is actually a Wolverine on the field. Very brave there by the Storm guys to bring out a Wolverine, my least favorite tank. I think it's useless and I hate it. So I want them to prove me wrong.
I think it might be more useful in this mode than in infantry mode, because it does not have a hull gun. It does not have a hull gunner that you can, a third person that can shoot for you. So it's not, and it doesn't have a lot of ammo either, if you've noticed.
No, but he has been flanked by the CRB guys in a Puma, but the Puma got stuck. And hey, they just proved me wrong. The Wolverine got a kill on a Puma, so great job from them.
We now see the infamous Firefly back. The killer.
Is he doing a speed boost? Can you see?
He got hit really fast, so maybe he did it up to here, but I don't see him doing it now. I believe here in a little bit, he's about to get a clean shot on a Panther that belongs to Gamma Company O'Reilly's. Okay. Landed a first very good hit.
So I think a good thing to see this game as well is that the allies this time have actually learned not to push forward too much and to control those capture zones. Did they just get another kill?
So they did just... I don't understand. I think this King Tiger actually got taken out from somewhere else, but they were engaging them. Oh, they just got taken out by O'Reilly, who is right now getting fired upon. Might not be able to live to tell his story. Scanning right now. They still don't know where they're getting shot from.
Looks like the Panther might have seen where the muzzle fire came from.
Indeed. Can you tell what tank it is there? Oh, it's just a scout car.
I'll zoom on over. I think it was the Daimler, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Daimler. That's a ballsy Daimler, if I may say so.
So the Daimler used to be able to one-shot Panthers, but with the recent update, it's incredibly difficult now for the Panther to even pen... a Daimler to even pen a Panther.
And there's a Daimler making a movement at the moment. Seems like he got eyes on it. Good hit, and I'm surprised that hit didn't take the scout car down, but very good marksmanship on Gamma Company. Do they got another one in them? I believe the Allied scout car knows better and is retreating at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting out of dodge. He does not want to engage that Panther. I think if this was a couple of weeks ago, he would have been able to take down the Panther, but with the recent update, it looks like he's having difficulties.
And I think I see an Allied tank that is running into the line of fire of the Panther that I've been following for a while. But never mind, because that Panther just got taken out from a long distance. I want to go see who the perpetrators were.
Yeah, and just behind the Panther, a Stug actually got taken out by the first AL Cromwell as well, just behind the Panther at long distance. So great work by that Cromwell.
Seems like it was the Churchill that was able to take down the Panther from quite a distance, if I may say so. And, well, it seems like this is going in favor of the team that lost previously, correct? They don't have any names, so...
So this time, the British were the ones who were German last game, so... Yeah, it looks like it's actually going in their favor.
So it's going in their favor, so if everything keeps going like this, we will see a third match, which I do not mind at all.
Yeah, that is what we want to see. So I can see the famous Firefly, who got 6 kills earlier on, has been flanked by Puma again.
Absolutely, and this is a clash of titans right now. The 11 CIB boys, experts on flanking right now, being that mosquito to this Firefly. Maybe they realize this is a priority target. Maybe they realize this is a killer right here.
I mean, definitely so far, the 7PZ guys, MVPs of this game in my books.
So, whenever a pilot takes down 5 enemy planes, oh my god, and as you say that, they run into a lamppost. Anyways, when a pilot takes down enemy fighters, they call him an ace pilot. What do you call a tanker that takes down so many tanks, Yazoo?
I mean, legend, myth. How do you describe it? I mean... 6 tanks at the beginning, effectively neutralizing the Germans. He took out a whole armored corps on his own. Give that guy the gold star. I don't know what they give the American troops, but give him the highest honors.
Right.
I'm just gonna scream at my Rip Boys again. They haven't done anything that has impressed me so far. So Brit and Weed, I'm counting on you guys. Do something good for me here.
Are you giving them cheers through the local voice?
I'm not giving them cheers, but I'm rooting them on quietly. They have snuck behind a Stug 3, so they might try to get a kill on Stug 3 here.
So it seems like Central West is under complete Allied command. However, I see a flank coming in from the Germans on Central, and I don't think the Allies have realized of this just yet.
So the Stug from the Rip guys did sorry, the Staghound did chase away the Yag, but now the Staghound is under fire from the CIB guys, so the Staghound is having to flee away as quick as he can. It looks like the Germans might actually be turning this game around. They had a drastic start because of that Firefly, but slowly they are clawing it back, and look how much ground they've gained now.
Indeed, I mean, how much momentum did that Firefly gain to the Allied team by taking down 4 tanks that were in the same fire line? The Hellcat taking down another German tank, holding on its position. And it seems like the Jagdpanzer has not located it yet.
So currently a King Tiger is under fire from a Cromwell and a Firefly. The Firefly is trying to surround the King Tiger, but it's very even at the moment. The King Tiger is going to get sandwiched between the Cromwell and Firefly. All tanks in this battle are very low on health, so it could go either way. And there goes the King Tiger, expertly flanked again. MVPs flanking the King Tiger, ammo racking it. Great work by them.
Great job, great job. I'm still following the Hellcat and the Jagdpanzer, who seem to be right next to each other, but haven't started dancing until now. And the Hellcat won the dance, has taken down 2 German tanks, and you were talking about if the Hellcat's going to be effective, and so far I've seen him be pretty effective.
I can't believe this. A Jagdpanzer has just literally drove right behind a Cromwell, and the Cromwell has no idea. Jagdpanzer narrowly missing the shot on the Cromwell. The Jagdpanzer is manned by the CIB guys, taking out the engine of the Cromwell. But it looks like the Cromwell just rolled to safety behind a building.
We do see a Panther pushing up to this fight as well, to reinforce the Germans. It could catch the Cromwell totally out of position. I don't know if... Did they have time to repair? I think they got enough time to get some repairs on, but I think that Cromwell is indeed doomed anyways. Jagdpanzer now taking shots. Engine has been taken out, has been flanked.
Looks like the Jagdpanzer will go down here, but the Firefly, look at the Firefly sneaking up. He might be able to take out the Jag and also the Panther.
Panther now setting his eyes on the Cromwell, missing the first shot, hitting the ground. And I don't think he realizes he's got an enemy tank that has a clear shot to his sights. As soon as it pushes a little further away, it doesn't even need to push a little further away. It is now engaging.
The Firefly is going to get flanked from behind, though, by the King Tiger. The King Tiger looking to get revenge for when it just went down to its Firefly.
And where does the flanking stop, Yazoo?
I don't know. You would think a, what was this, 20-ton vehicle might be hard to flank up behind people with, but apparently not.
I mean, I saw a Jagdpanzer flank a Cromwell. I saw a Panther flank the Cromwell. Then I see a Cromwell flank the Panther. Now I see a King Tiger flank the Firefly. Absolutely insane tactics.
Incredible back and forth, and you've got to say this match has been very even so far. The Germans are down by almost half tickets, but their ticket lead hasn't really increased.
There goes down the Cromwell, and it seems like the German tanks have taken out the best of this engagement here, being the only survivors.
But look again, a Churchill is now flanking forward.
You're completely correct. But he now has 2 very powerful German cannons in front of him. Does he want to expose himself to this? Is he getting reinforcements from elsewhere? I don't see... No, there's nothing that close. As a matter of fact, he's got boys from the Gamma Company. Maybe they're not flanking him, but they're on his side. So right now, this Churchill is in a tough spot.
I hear engine.
I think its
Yeah.
best bet is wait exactly where it's at and wait for the German tanks to run into its gun. What
Well,
do you think?
that's what the Churchill crew just said. They just said they hear the engine, they're hiding here, waiting. They know there's tanks nearby, and it looks like they're getting ready to lay this ambush on the King Tiger. We'll see if this is going to be a
And,
one-shot again.
and I don't think the King Tiger, does he know? How would he know?
Looks
And I'm
like
sure he's using your turning off engine tactic here.
he
And
is.
he knew.
It doesn't matter though.
For the second time in this event, we see a Churchill one-shotting a King Tiger, and they played this superb. This is what they needed to do to kill one tank. And who knows if they push forward now, they could take O'Reilly's tank.
Exactly.
Absolutely amazing what we just saw for the last 5 minutes, Yazoo.
Incredible, incredible. I think the King Tiger actually spotted the Churchill commander leaning in and out of the buildings. I think that's what gave them away, but again, it wasn't enough. The King Tiger couldn't turn in time to face frontal. And boom, he goes down, one shot. Great work by the Churchill.
Absolutely, absolutely. Playing the tactics right, not rushing forward. Do you know what it would have happened if he would have just rushed forward and tried to engage the tanks head to head? So he was smart to play it right, and now Riley is fully repaired. We also see the boys from the 11 CIB moving up.
I just need to say, the MVP title does not stop for these boys in their Firefly. They've now just taken out a Tiger 1 with a single shot. Incredible play by them.
Absolutely amazing. And I think that Churchill, it's moving out now, and I don't think he knows it, but there are two German tanks heading towards it, one on the right and one on the left. If the German tanks play this right, they could take the big boy down, but we'll see what happens. O'Reilly coming back for round 2.
Awesome. I'm trying to go down to the far south to see what is going on with the scout car. It looks like he's sandwiched between two heavy German tanks again. I'm also going to shout at Periscope here. Please give us more spectator cam control so we can speed up the cam faster. Please, Periscope.
I know, right? Gotta go 0, 1, 1, scroll up, 0.
Exactly. The RIP guys in their Staghound are now right behind a P4. The P4 does not know they're there. If they can take out the engine, one shot there was a bounce. It did minimal damage.
I believe that Churchill is completely flanked at the moment, and oh my god, it managed to take down Gamma Company's Panther before it got taken down himself by a Yak Panzer. So, absolutely insane on the Churchill. He said, yes, I am going down, but I'm taking you with me.
And I finally witnessed my boys in blue, the RIP guys, take out a P4 there. Unfortunately, the P4 did kill Cromwell before they managed to down it, but the RIP guys taking out a P4 there with their Staghound. And I'm going to point out, look at the ticket lead now. We saw at the beginning, the Allies, huge ticket advantage. There was almost 4,000 up at the beginning of the game, but now the Germans slowly calling it back.
It slowed down, indeed. I completely agree.
And this is where things are going to get a lot more intense. They're going to have... The cap zones are pretty much even, so... The battles are going to get a little bit slower. Is that the Firefly again? I don't believe it. I do not believe it. The Firefly has now just taken out the King Tiger a second time. Or is that a third time?
Oh my god. Could be a third. Yeah, I think it's a third time.
One thing I do like about this Firefly as well, they know tank losses aren't too much of a big deal. So when they're low on health, they don't care. They just keep pushing forward. They get into a new position. They take out as many kills as they can. They're not wasting time by going to get repairs. They know it's all about zone control. So great work by them.
Very smartly played. I was following a Puma that was flanking, and I think it's about to get caught. I think they have been alerted to his position, but a Puma is a very fast vehicle. Wonder they'll be able to catch him, because these are the 11 CIB boys.
It looks like, is he being chased by a Daimler or Staghound? So even matchup there, they should be able to do equal damage to each other.
It seems like they have dispatched their own scout car to deal with that, and They should have eyes on them, but I don't see the cannon turning at the moment.
So what a lot of these guys will be doing, they won't be moving the cannon to look. They'll be using the periscope, obviously keeping the cannon at 12 and using the periscope to
No, you're
move.
right. You're right. You're right. I think maybe what the Puma was doing here was just probing the defenses. Like came in, see what he could see. You know, it's like, hey, I'm seeing allied scout car and allied Hellcat on this flank. You know, so you gotta have the King Tiger or the Tiger on the other side, because he didn't try to engage anything. He just came in, he saw, and he left.
Exactly. I'm looking at distance at the Firefly again, and is he going to get... Don't tell me he's going to get another kill. He got another kill. I cannot
I
believe it.
saw that. I saw that. Absolutely insane. Saito, I believe he was one of the people organizing a market garden campaign a while back. Good man, if it's the same person. If not, also good, really good player.
Yeah, and he's showing it here. MVP, definitely. Game's not even open, but I'm going to give it to them, guys. I'm announcing it right now.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I see nobody else that would contest it at the moment. I think they have the biggest difference in kill ratio compared to their teammates.
Look at that Tiger, though, flanking on the side. Is the Tiger going to
I
be able
see
to...
it, yes. And this is what I was telling you, and this is what I saw. I sort of really like this map, is that these buildings are allowing for this flank to happen, which in the last map would have not happened. Oh my god! No!
Beautiful.
No! Yeah, Sue, did he get him through the archway?
Beautiful
Superb shots
shot.
from the 504th. Oh my god.
Great awareness there, knowing exactly where the Firefly was, knowing where he's going to be. Again, showing the skill
I
level of
can't
these
believe it.
players.
That was one of the best shots I've seen, and especially taking down who they took down that are such a danger to the Germans. Oh my god, coming up huge scope and calling from the 504, who are now taking hits as well. We can't get a break. It is the Churchill.
And this is what's incredible about these ARM events, and I do
Love
wish
them.
more people get involved because this is how spectacular it can be. Just tanks beating at each other constantly. It is really a fun thing. It's a battle of minds and will.
It is.
So I think the Churchill might actually go down here.
It is taking more hull integrity damage than the Tiger at the moment. All the shots landing on the Tiger are ricocheting, I believe, thanks to the fact that he angled his armor
Yep.
enough to be able to ricochet. That is something that not a lot of players are aware of, but sometimes tilting your armor can go a long way. It didn't help this time as they actually took the hit. And
Yep.
Panzer IV is coming to reinforce, and I believe that Churchill is not long for this world, Yazoo.
Yep, and there he goes down. Great work there by the
There
Tiger
it
group.
goes. The Tiger, you could say, primed this kill, and the Panzer IV finished it. Beautiful teamwork by the German team, who are now moving as a column up the road towards the dead hull of the Churchill.
Yeah, and just look at this scene here. You've got a King Tiger, you've got a P4, you've got a normal Tiger, then behind them a Stug 3. You don't see that on public servers.
No, no, you don't, and this is amazing to see, and I completely agree. I love to see this.
So it actually looks like the Germans, again, wrestled the majority of the control from the Allies, but the Allies are going to get Central East, so it's going to be 4 cap zones to 4 cap zones, I believe. So it's going to be a very even game, where this is where tank kills might start playing into things. Taking a drink, chat.
And the Tiger is leading the column, followed by the Panzer IV, followed by the King Tiger, who are now engaging.
It's the boys we've designated MVPs, but they are going to be outnumbered here.
Outnumbered and outgunned, indeed, yes. They are not going down without a fight. They are not backing down. And they took down the Tiger! What is going on, Yazoo?
I'm calling hacks. These guys have got to be hacking. They've clearly got an aimbot in that Firefly.
Clearly, and they need to share the subscription.
Exactly. Which tiger did they kill? Was it the normal tiger? It
It
was
was
the
the
normal.
Tiger One. It was the Tiger One. We do see the Yak Panzer who has moved up. They did get taken out by the Panzer IV at the very least, and we see now the Yak Panzer covering the main road, which is big road, big entrance for the Allies. So it does seem like the Germans are, like you said, clawing their way back up. They're slow this game way down enough for them to have a chance.
Yeah, and I've just got on board the King Tiger now because he's actually in an engagement with another crew that I can't see, but my money's on the King Tiger for this one. Trying to zoom on over to see who he's fighting. He's fighting a... Is it a Firefly or a Hellcat? Oh, it's the Wolverine. The Wolverine tried to engage the King Tiger, but the King Tiger landed 2 good shots, pushing the Wolverine back now. The Wolverine very low on health.
Very long range engagement, and I see now the Wolverine just went out.
Yeah.
I believe he was able to hold this flank for a bit, but wow, very long shots coming in.
Yeah, and I can see there's actually a dead Puma nearby that I believe the guys of RIP in the Staghound managed to take out near the what would be the hotel capture zone if you was playing a normal game. So unlike the previous game, this match has been going on for a long time, and I've got to say, I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Absolutely. It seems like maybe they even warmed up a little more, the players themselves. Uh, what I'm seeing is German tanks pushing up the main road that leads up to the 30 core main base, and that means only one thing: they're gaining ground, they're not scared anymore, they're pushing up, and this is going to mean they're going to get tickets back.
I've just looked at the kill scores so far. Our MVPs have 29 kills so far.
And there they go engaging again. However, I do want to note that there is a big flank going down on the southeast right now by Allied tanks. There's about 3 or 4 vehicles down there that maybe are looking to backcap from the Germans, and this could prove fatal for them.
Yeah, on the far south now, there is a P4 that is under fire from the Sherman. Sherman actually an incredibly hard tank to use in a game mode like this. Obviously, it has the shorter barrel, it has a massive drop-off, and it doesn't have the pen of the other tanks. So it's going to be difficult for him to really be very effective this game.
Here comes the Firefly, not being scared by a Yak Panzer. He knows there's a Yak Panzer waiting on the side, in the bushes. He doesn't care, he's pushing forward. And he takes him down. He just doesn't care. We are gonna draw a honey badger on the side of this Firefly. It's okay with them.
Currently I'm on board a Tiger engaged in a Cromwell. The Cromwell using its speed to flank around the Tiger. The Tiger pretty much unable to deal with the speed of this Cromwell as the Cromwell just circles around the Tiger at the moment. The Tiger's engine's gone out.
On my side, I just saw the killer Firefly get taken out.
And the Tiger 1 goes down to... I actually can't see their name. It's 7 PCD in a Cromwell, so more PCD guys, this time in the Cromwell. And I think these PCD guys are the guys I mentioned who host armor events.
And this is to say, Yasu, because we don't stop talking about one engagement, and there's another one. The Churchill just took down another German tank, so they are driving them back from their main base.
I mean, this is incredible. So,
however, there's a huge flank going down on the southwest, but as I was telling you, I believe this follows the random advance and secure rules, where they have to cap the previous point to be able to cap the back point. They cannot just go back and capture that. So they are sort of wasting their time a little bit.
Correct. So they'll have to take, I think it's at Wilhelmina Park. They'll have to take this before they can even start to capture Central West or Central Point.
Well, I believe they're trying to take hills from east at the moment, but at least they need Central East if they want to do that, because that would link them together. But right now they don't have Central East, and Central East is under complete German command. I don't know what the
Yeah.
plan is here at the moment. I'm gonna
So
move down here.
a strong start from the Allies, but we're starting to see the Germans clawing it back and the Allies starting to fall apart now. You can see actually 4 tanks are going to get encircled on Central East at this point, and they're essentially useless over there because they can't cap Central East. So they're just going to be taken out one by one if they don't retreat quickly. So I'm trying to zoom on over to the Rip guys. It looks like they're trying to escape. So it looks like the Staghound from the Rip guys, they know that they need to fall back. They've started to fall back, but we've got 3 Allied tanks all pinched in the town with German armor closing in on all sides. So we're going to see the first tank go down. Yeah, and these 3 Allied tanks have already been spotted. They are getting shot at. Looks like it's going to be the Cromwell that will probably be the first to go down.
And you called it. Cromwell was the first one to go down. Not sure if to the Yak Panzer or the Puma. Puma now taking shots, but probably fast enough to get out of the way.
Yeah, and it was only a light shot really from a Daimler, and it's the Daimler and Sherman who are now stuck in town with German armor all around them. But you can see, look at that ticket lead. So the Germans barely moving. They've only gone down 1,000 tickets, where the Allies, they're all the way down to 4,000 now.
This is insane. The ticket lead is absolutely dropping for the Allies, and the Germans are staying at 3,000. We're seeing a very tight game at the moment, where it really wasn't earlier.
Yeah, and I've got to say, if the Allies don't do something quickly, we're not going to see a third game because the German team are going to take this. So I'm on board the Rip guys now, who flanked around the King Tiger. This King Tiger crew got out, and the Staghound managed to kill one of the crewmen, but obviously they can't do any damage to the King Tiger, apart from report its location.
Right. I see the Yak Panzer and the Puma now shooting at the Allied scout car, but missing all their shots. They missed about 4 shots. Maybe the Allied scout car is too fast, but it was able to get away, and probably will report their position at the moment. There's 3 tanks engaged here right now. And Puma might be following, might be chasing, but if he chases a little too far, he's going to find himself with an M4A Sherman.
So the King Tiger just took out a Cromwell that was exiting the Allies' base. And I've got to say, it looks like the Allies are really struggling to get out of their base at this point.
Yes, I think they played a gamble. I think they thought they could flank around and they could back cap the Germans, and that totally didn't play out for them. So right now they are found in a very, very awkward position.
Yeah, they did manage to get their 2 starting caps back, but you can see now the ticket lead flipped the other way around, and their tickets are still dropping as the Germans hold the majority of the capture zones. And a great kill there I just saw.
Absolutely, we do see a lot of tanks coming out of the base for the 30 Corps. I wonder if they got anything in mind to turn it around. I see they just took down another German tank. Not sure who it was from, but that means they're clearing the lines. They might be able to push forward. It is a Panther that I see destroyed. Could have been Gamma Companies, O'Reilly's, and Crooked. Not sure.
Yeah, it was a Gamma Company Panther, and it went down to a Storm Churchill that is slowly starting to push forward with a few tanks nearby to support.
Now, look at the line that the Germans have at the moment. In Central West, Central, moving up all the way to the east. They have like a tank in each position. They had a tank. I think the Hellcat just took down one on Wilhelmina East. And let's see what the 30 Corps can do. They seem to be committing their people to the west rather than to the east.
The Allies definitely need to do something quickly because again they've just lost 1,000 tickets almost in the space of a minute.
They are losing at the moment actively. They were winning the whole round and they're not anymore. They are, as I said, all their tanks are moving out of the main base. So I believe this will be the last push, the last chance they have to make things right, the last chance to kill the German tanks, take over the points, and take this to game number 3.
Yeah, we actually won't see it game number 3 though. It is best
Definitely.
of 3. So we might see a friendly match afterwards, but I think if the German team win this, then that's 2 out of 3, so they will take the community event victory overall. So I can't actually remember, but can you actually see the enemy tickets while in the armored event mode? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think that's something they only changed for infantry, but I could be wrong. You know.
On board the King Tiger now. That is again, it's just picking off tanks as they come out the Allied base. He's pinned a Hellcat. He's now pinning a Firefly. So one Firefly goes down. The King Tiger's now switching, and there goes the other Allied
And
tank.
then he goes.
So it's not looking great for the Allies, and I think unless they can do something very drastic quickly, it's going to be a German victory here.
No, I don't see what they can do. You see the ticket bleed at the moment on the screen. It's going down by a lot. No, the British only have 1 cap point. This is gonna be game, and we're gonna have to call it a day here. I don't think there's gonna be a game number 3 unless they want to do a friendly one, like you said. As far as competitive, one side clearly won today.
Yeah, and it's a shame that the Allies didn't take a victory here because that play at the beginning for that Firefly getting 6 kills at the beginning was incredible. So it is a shame that the Allies couldn't hold on and that the game did flip into the Germans' hands halfway through.
Seems like there's a little frustration in the chat on how close they were able to get to their main base, and that's something I was wondering as well. It's like how close they got up here, because it is something that definitely mattered in the end. They weren't allowed to really come out of their base, as you were saying. They were just sniping them off as they were coming out, but
yeah, I don't know the rules on that, so I can't possibly comment, but you've got to say, they got spawn camp. They should have played better, maybe. Simple as that. I mean, they took a huge advantage at the beginning with that Firefly getting 6 kills, and it's not like the Germans rushed their main base. The Germans had to claw this back very slowly.
right. I see Sherman, who has now flipped over. Nothing's going right for the Allies at the moment.
Very unfortunate. I'm just on board a Jag here that is under fire from... I can't see what it's under fire by. It's a Cromwell. So the Jag engine going out. The Cromwell might get a last kill here before the game ends. No, unfortunate for him.
Well, GG.
GG.
That was really intense. I love the fighting that we saw. I think it was like just south of the town. Whenever we just kept seeing one tank flank another, and then the tank that flanked would get flanked for another, and then it just kept going like that for like 3 or 4 times in a row, didn't it?
Yeah, one more.
It did, and I've got to say again, great work by that Firefly at the beginning. Unfortunate that they couldn't hold on to victory, and it looks like they might be playing a friendly. I just heard in voice chat on my side. I don't know about your side.